Yeah, I think it's a great idea too that people are putting their information in the chat, because if all goes the way we think it will, we're going to have a pretty full house on this time. People were signing up kind of very late, and it looked like we might have close to 40 people signing up. So,
wow.
yeah, which is great, but it might make it a little tough to do formal introductions all the way around. So at the very least, people could put their name, where they're from, and their time bank, like Carolyn has done. She said Carolyn in Los Angeles from our time bank.
Hi.
Oh, lovely. Hello, Los Angeles.
We've got
Yeah.
Abby Greer from Kent Community Time Bank, Crooked River Alliance of Time Banks in Kent, Ohio. 10 years old with 1,400 members. Fantastic. And again,
Wow.
Janelle Meehan from Phoenixville Area Time Bank joining, first time using Zoom. And Dee from Australia, not with a time bank. She's an ABCD Institute faculty member who believes time banks have very much to offer ABCD, which is asset-based community development, and vice versa. Yeah, Chris and I have both been through that training, and we did a program for all of the time bank coordinators a few months back about ABCD. So that's neat.
Yeah, John McKnight has said that time banking is really the way to get to ABCD, that it was the piece that was missing to create a medium of exchange that really valued the creation of community.
So I see more people have come on.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Really?
Will the recording be available to people in other time banks who didn't get on the call?
Yes, we are recording each night, and or actually 3 days in a row. So we will be making all of those available. I'll work on that tomorrow and hopefully get those posted very soon.
We'll include it in our next newsletter, I'm sure.
Wonderful.
If you have a link, yeah.
I was talking to folks in time banking and saying, you know, we're in the middle of a political process where everybody is asking what the system can do for them, but the question that's missing is what we can do for each other. And so we're adding a very special new dimension to that dialogue, and I think it's been missing from the way in which people think about politics and government.
So we have, I see, as people come on, the little pictures are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Hello, BJ, and Eric, and
Elias is from my time bank as well, so yep.
Oh, lovely. Hello.
Elias, thank you.
Hello, Elias.
And Kurt.
And Kurt. And Kathy. Kathy, is that Kathy Perlo? I'm guessing. Oh, and Andy. Hello. Hi there.
Hello.
So nice to see you, Andy. It's lovely to see you. Who else is here?
Haran.
Haran?
Yes, Haran.
Hello, Haran.
Hello, how are you?
We are good. More, can you see us, Haran? Can you see the picture?
Yes, I can see you all. See you both. And Kathy, Caroline, BJ. In a small feature.
Hi there.
Yeah. Oh.
And Tony has just joined. Meredith is from my time bank. Kurt is here from Wisconsin. Yeah, we're going to have a full house. So if you haven't done so already, you may want to put your name, your time bank, or if you're not in a time bank, that's fine too, but just tell us where you're calling in from. Mm-hmm. Hopefully we'll get a chance to, you know, have everybody get to introduce, but there will be a lot of people.
I'm seeing Carol from San Francisco and Tony from Mahoning Watershed, who's got green lights behind him.
Is that your green screen?
Very northern lights.
Northern lights?
And there's Pam. Hi, Pam.
Hello.
It's so fun to see everyone. People we know and people we don't know. Aha, Carol, it looks like your son is behind you. Oh,
Kathy, which one is your time bank? Which time bank are you from? I'm not even aware.
Oh, Kathy Sipple? Me?
Yes. Yeah.
We are Co-Thrive Time Bank in Northwest Indiana, just outside of Chicago.
Okay. All right.
I
Hi,
agree
happy
with
Timebanking
Abby.
Day.
hello.
So this is such a special gift, Diane.
It does make it special being able to see people's faces and know that here are people from all over. What we have, Spain, Korea, England, the United States. Do you have any other right now? I think that's maybe it right now. Yes. Hi, Krista. Hello. Is that Tony? We're assuming Tony with you, Krista.
This is Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Happy birthday!
Well, you know, I'm going to rope you all into singing happy birthday in a little while once we've all got on.
I'm ready.
Yes, yes, let's do it.
We will see how that goes. Well, we'll wait just for a moment more. Well, maybe now is the time. It is 5 past.
We're going to sing happy
So,
birthday.
what do you think, Kathy? Do you think we're in time? It's a good time?
I think we should. The time goes very quickly, so yeah,
It
I'd say
does.
let's go for it.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll sing first, and then I'll just do a little introduction as to what the rest of the call will be. And let's go for it. Let's sing Happy Birthday. Happy
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Edgar. Happy birthday to you. Yay!
For a lot of people plugging their ears, what does that mean?
That was terrible. So good.
I think some of us have a time delay. I don't think we're that bad at singing.
I think so. Crazy.
Yeah.
It was like a canon.
It's so funny because we all have different voices and they come at different times. I'm going to do something. This is just completely on the spot, and I don't know if this is going to work. But Belen, I don't know how many of you saw. She sent us a video of her singing. Belen, would you be willing to just sing a solo Happy Birthday to Edgar?
Yes.
Let's hear it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Edgar. Happy birthday to you.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Yay.
We will all give you time credit for that.
Yay.
Today
Okay,
I sang
so,
Ave Maria from Schubert in my balcony.
Yes. So Belen sent us a video from her singing from her birthday, from her balcony. It was quite
To
beautiful.
the whole quadrangle, to the whole development, she sang, and to just radiated it out.
So what I'm going to do, just a little welcome and introduction to everyone. It is so good to see so many faces we know and new faces too. Very exciting, heartwarming to see that. And we are here to celebrate 2 things. The 85th birthday of this wonderful man who started time banking, dreamed of it 40 years ago after going into hospital and nearly dying.
In the intensive care ward, yeah.
That's right. And deciding if he couldn't do very much, he could come up with something new. What he came up
Yeah,
with.
they gave me 2 years and maybe 2 hours a day at most. Now, 2 years, it's close to 40 years. And it's
Right
like
on.
16 hours. So I guess.
You never stop. So the other thing that we're here to celebrate is time banking as an amazing platform for creating very caring communities all around the world. And all of you who've been involved in time banking or are wanting to become involved in time banking, and just time banking as a force for good in the world for thousands and thousands of people at this moment in time. So this is our second anniversary, second time banking, International Time Banking Day, and we hope this will be a tradition that will live on for many years yet to come. So how are we going to do this?
Well, and it's also a time to introduce you to the new Executive Director of Time Banking.
We will be doing that.
We will be doing that.
We'll be doing that in just a moment. You can see we've worked together for a very long time. It's a sort of Tweedledum and Tweedledee kind of thing. But we'd like to thank Kathy very much upfront for managing all of this, because as she just said, this is not her usual gig. This is not what Kathy usually does. And she stepped in, made the offer to do it, and it's been quite a ride, because I sort of threw challenges at her that she wasn't expecting, but it's worked out beautifully, and we're so happy to see you here. Eric is also helping out, and he is somewhere here. I saw him come in. Yes, I see his name. And Pam has been Pam, where are you? Pam has been also very, very helpful in her role as Timebanks admin and membership admin, and she has been sending out the emails that you've all been seeing, and actually crafting those emails with me. So thank you guys, all of you. And Edgar is going to say something, and then we thought it would be lovely for you to hear one of the Timebank member people who are here, which is Heran and Surak. Can you give us a wave, Heran and Surak? They're in South Korea. I'm not sure what the time is there. I didn't check. But you are going to share with us what you've been doing, actually how they've been going forward with the coronavirus, going forward with their time bank. And we'll be introducing Krista, where is Krista? Who is our new executive director, brand new. She's been with us 3 weeks and is discovering the world of time banking anew from a wholly different place. So that's really very, very exciting. And then we'll go into sharing after we've heard from you. Oh, Martin, you've just joined us, and Michelle.
Good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to see you all. So I'm going to hand over to Edgar, and Edgar, you're going to say a few words, and then we will go to Heran and Surak to hear what they're doing in Korea.
I think that what I marvel at is how we've taken what used to be called just volunteering to a whole new level, that we've turned individual acts of caring into relationships, and relationships into networks, and networks into a voice for all of the people and all of the work that goes on and that has been undervalued and really forgotten. The minor work of raising children, taking care of the elderly, preserving the planet, nothing important, you understand. And what we've done is turn individual acts into a force and into a voice. I think the hardest thing that all of us have to do is to ask for help ourselves, because we so want to give, but we can't give if nobody will accept, will say, I need you. So I want to urge everybody in this coming year to at least ask for help and accept help from one other person. And when they give, we ask them to say, what will you accept? Because it's that reciprocity that's the new dimension to what we're giving. The only other thing I would say is we have really redefined what a single act can mean. We've really, right now, I'm looking at a new kind of family, and I feel it to be a family, whether I've known you or not. There's a special connect, because we all think that by simple acts and by caring, we can change the world. And that's a family with a very special mission. It's a tribe with a very special definition. And I just feel as so at home with all of you, and that's a privilege. That's unique. So I think that's the only thing I would want to say is I want to pay tribute really to Margaret Jeffries, because she took it herself from a meeting at Bard years ago and really birthed time banking all over New Zealand in a way that was very special. And I got a chance to write to her when I heard that she was dying, but that she did not want to miss her own funeral. So we would please celebrate her while she was alive, and I was privileged to be able to at least send her a message and know that she received it. I just want to acknowledge that she was a rare spirit who in fact changed everything.
I'd like to just add to that. Yesterday, on the call yesterday, Wendy Everingham, who worked very closely with Margaret, did just a beautiful, beautiful sharing about what it was like to work with this remarkable spirit. And some of you may have met her. I met her only very, very briefly, but she really did do amazing things. It was a very moving tribute yesterday, wasn't it?
It was. I got an email also from Adana Walters in Boulder, and she said they're having to let the children out of detention centers. And she said, this may be the occasion when we find out that we don't need to keep people in prisons and institutions, and that by love and caring, time banking can show them that we're actually capable of living without, of reducing the role of the prison industrial complex. And that might be a side benefit of all we do, to learn that we can actually raise children. Isn't that amazing? So,
would you like to introduce Krista?
And at this point, I would love to introduce Krista. Are you there? Can you come forward and introduce? And we found that what Krista, when we looked at different candidates for the ED, that Krista had done something remarkable. She had organized a small band of women who had recovered from breast cancer and turned that into an organization that grew and grew, and now is in itself really a signal sort of leader in that movement to deal with breast cancer, and to understand that having recovered from breast cancer, they had a rare asset that was needed, and that told us that she knew the spirit of time banking, and she also knew how to build an organization that might have a little more structure than we've ever been able to create, and we really look forward to her leadership. So can you step forward, Krista?
I am here. Thank you. Yes, we all have, each of us have a rare asset to share to our friends, our family, and our community. I am a strong believer in that. I've seen the power of how we've empowered one another in these communities and working together and just lifting each other up. So I am so grateful for my journey, and the journey led me to Timebanks USA. And first, thank you, Edgar, and then happy birthday. But also thank you, Kathy and Chris, for coordinating this. I think this has been a huge success. I love the fact that I get to see so many faces. I have seen a good 3-4 people in my last week, and that's just my immediate family. So it's just nice to see friendly faces outside of home because we're so confined. But I just want to share that I have been just so incredibly blessed to be always connected with my community, but then also to realize that there's just so much more out there with Edgar and Chris and the team that both Pam and Eric. What an exciting team to be around, and just hear their compassion and their love for the organization, and to see how we are going to grow. It's just been an amazing experience already in the last 3 weeks. And I'm just excited to be part of this legacy and continue for it to grow. Thank you.
Hello, and I want I was seeing Martin Farrell, and it's such a great thing to see you again, Martin. It's been years, and you've been
Yeah.
so precious, and you've provided such great leadership, and we need you back. Thank you for joining this group, and thank everybody for joining this celebration. It really makes it come alive in a very special way.
It's my pleasure.
So we are doing.
It was my pleasure to be
Sorry.
involved before. It was my pleasure to be here
Sorry.
now, and my pleasure to be involved before. So, very good. Good to see you. Good to see things moving forward.
They certainly are moving forward. So we will go. What we will do now is ask Heran and Surak if they would share with us some of the things that we've been doing. I know Martin is here too.
Hi, Martin.
Keep seeing faces. Like,
Such a
hello.
joy to see them. Yeah, Tony and.
Okay, so we're going to go to Heran and Surak. They will share a bit, some about what they are doing in Korea, and then we will just open it up for sharing. And I think the way that we agreed we would do that, Kathy, is if you could put a little note in the chat that you would like to share something, and please feel free to just share with one another anything that you feel would be a lovely thing to share. So, Heran and Surak,
Yes,
you're on.
thank you. Good morning. Here in Korea is 8 a.m. now, 8:20. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and congratulations on International Timebank Day and Edgar. And can you hear me and see me all?
Yes.
Am I right
Yes.
now?
Yes,
Yeah.
you're fine. We see Surak behind you.
Yeah, it feels weird. Yeah. Well, as you all know, coronavirus has been very heavily running here. Now, well, I think climax has gone. We reached the bottom, and we are very happy to have about 100 cases of confirmation daily update. Still, time banking is a little bit influenced by the coronavirus. Luckily, but we were able to have people with, blind people work with young people with developmental disability, work with them together on weekend last weekend. So we were able to have a walking picnic or a hiking about 2 hours on weekend with 2 different groups of young people. One group was young people with blind young with visual impaired disability, and the other was young people with developmental disability. And the time went well. And then yesterday we had about 9 people get together in a small meeting room to talk about how to just brainstorm on how time banking needs to be different in reaction to coronavirus. And we share different ideas. Let me share photos. No, I don't know how to share photos in Zoom. If you can see.
Are they on your desktop?
Yes.
Okay, we can try this real quick. Do you see the toolbar at the bottom of your screen?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and click share. It should be a little green rectangle with an up arrow.
Yeah.
If you click share, and then once you click that, it will give you some options of what you'd like to share. Just click on desktop.
Yeah. File. Okay.
We'll give it a try.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
trying this.
you're a quick study. That was very good.
Can you see the photo now?
Yes, we can see some photographs.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the meeting yesterday. And yeah, so what we shared was, very, well, yeah, people agreed that, now is the situation of a paradox in the sense that community is what is more.
Are we losing?
Sound.
It sounds like we may
Yeah.
be losing. I think we maybe turn the screen share off again because it.
Yeah, we'll stop that. And Hiran, if you stop the video,
Like, make a YouTube and create an online platform where like this, coordinators can share ideas and also share informations on requests and offers so that time exchange can work across different time banks, long distance, and and another was time banks need to offer a field for student practicum, like undergraduate students and graduate students are taking more courses which are interdisciplinary, especially offered with the view to social innovation. So these courses need a field for student practicum. So time banks need to offer a field for those students in need of practicum on social innovation. And also, one person suggested we need to find ways to present a mechanism to reward temporary labor for social purposes. For example, during because of the coronavirus, the demand for face masks went really high, whereas the supply was very limited. And the supply was also really in imbalance according to provinces. So some provinces was really, was able to provide a very limited number of masks only. So people were having really big difficulties in finding masks. In that case, time banks can provide citizen laborers who can work temporarily in producing masks and get time credits in reward, whereas the factories can provide the masks in low price, like only on material price. And this was suggested. So using temporary labors for social values can be paid by time credits. So we need to find ways to operate time banks like this. And so this what we and also lastly, one coordinator was suggesting we need to reclassify time banking materials in terms of not only purposes but also local resources associated, target members involving, and operation mechanisms like whether your time bank use paper notes or online platform, or you use both, or what kind of reporting mechanism you use. So in terms of this, time banks need to be reclassified. So first comers can easily find a way to start. And this is what we shared yesterday. And can I go on, or can I have time to talk about another? Or
We do actually have 3 people in the queue that have some stories, so I'll leave that up to Edgar and Chris. But your call.
yeah.
So, Heron, that was lovely to hear that. Let's open it up a little bit and then come back to you to get some other sharing. That would be lovely.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be very great. Thank you, Heron.
You want me to go ahead and help announce?
Yes,
Okay.
going to orchestrate.
Okay. Carolyn said that they held their repair cafe on March 7th and the press came out to it. So can we hear from Carolyn for just a few minutes on their repair cafe? Carolyn, I tried to unmute you.
Does she need to unmute herself as well?
Okay. Maybe. I think maybe we keep doing it at the same time. Carolyn, maybe you can try to unmute yourself. Okay, while we're trying to do that. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sorry about that. Hi, everybody. Nice
Hello.
to see everyone. Thank you for including me. Happy birthday, Edgar.
Thank you. Thank you.
My dad died last March and he would have been 90 yesterday. So I was remembering him yesterday as well. So I belong to the West Side, our Time Bank. It serves West Side communities in Los Angeles. And we are part of the larger Arroyo Seco network of Time Banks. So all over this enormous spread out community we call LA, there are Time Banks that we have reciprocal privileges with. On March 7th, our Time Bank held our regional repair cafe, which, as I'm sure most of you are familiar with the concept, people bring things that they would rather repair and fix and try to rehabilitate rather than throw in the landfill. So we logged a number of repairs that day, including small appliances. I got my printer fixed. A lot of people got clothing mended, and it was a great success. And if I can learn how to do screen sharing, then I will try to.
I think that might really impinge on our time.
Okay, never mind. I was just going to show you. I was going to show you some pictures on our Facebook page. In the comments, I have, or in the chat, I have put our Facebook page link, and I hope you'll all follow us. But anyway, that's one of our favorite things to do in the community. And people can earn time credit by volunteering, not just to repair things, but also to help clean up, to help check people in, afterwards to help tally the number of repairs. And so we have a variety of ways people can participate, even if they don't know how to fix something.
Great. That's great. Okay.
Okay, Diane, I was now trying to unmute.
It's not only no more throwaway people, it's no more throwaway things.
Right. And we had one reporter there from KCRW, one of our local public radio stations. She has yet to write the story because that has been usurped by more pressing news, but she's working on it, and she's writing about the real sharing economy. And so she was great out there. Her name is Kaylee Wells.
Fabulous. That's great. Okay, Kathy, who's next?
Okay, Diane, you are up next. Oh, can you?
Hello.
Hi there.
Hi.
Hello, Diane.
Yes, I'm unmuted. So I guess 2 quick things. One is related to this coronavirus. I feel very much like my time bank is my family. And so with this coronavirus situation, I feel like if it were to get worse for myself personally, that family is there for me, that I don't have those same fears of, oh, what if I don't have this or I don't have that, because I feel like my time bank will step up and help. And the other fun story is that last summer, it did get shared, but I was able to, via the Time Bank, find someone who, I got out of work and there were a bunch of messages. And when I got out of work, this woman had a car that she was willing to give for time credits. And I haven't had a car in 7.5 years.
Wow.
Which is incredible. And this car still runs really well. We've done 3,300 miles at this point. And yeah, without the community and the time bank, that would not be a reality for me right now. I would still be relying on mass transportation and walking. And now I can go and help others because I have this car via the time bank. So thank you, Edgar. Thank you, Abby.
That's a great story.
Diane, where are you? Where is your time
I'm
bank?
in Kent with Abby. I'm in Kent.
Ah, you're in Abby's time bank. Okay,
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes, you met me at one point when you were here in town. So yeah. So
Oh, great. All
Yes.
right. Well, so lovely. Thank you for sharing.
thank
Yes.
you.
Fantastic. I love all these stories. We have also, I hope I'm saying your name correctly, Layla?
Yes.
Can you-
Hello.
Yes.
Happy birthday. So I actually found out about tonight because of Martin, because I've had the privilege of meeting Martin. He actually lives in the same area of London where I am, and I've just finished a course at the School of Social Innovation, at the School of Social Entrepreneurs, and it's all around social innovation, which is why I was really interested in what Kyron was talking about. And I really just wanted to thank you. The time banking movement has been a great inspiration. And I've been working on a platform called GlobalShare, and Martin is one of our fantastic supporters and advisors. And we hope to bring the spirit of time banking into a kind of a slightly more digital era on an international basis to allow people to do a lot more with less. In your true spirit, and I'll very much look forward to carrying on this conversation. And Krista, it will be lovely to connect with you as well as with all of the team. Really kind of introduce to you some of the ideas that we've been exploring and some of the places we're on how to create this digital time bank, knowledge exchange, or however we're going to place it. But it's very much informed and definitely inspired by the brilliant work that's gone on. So thank you. It's a privilege to be here today. Thanks, Martin, for the heads up.
Thank
yes,
you.
so that's what I just wanted to share with you. So if we can stay in touch, I'd love to reconnect, and I can send more details. And I'll put the link now for the platform. It's still in beta. It's not out yet. I just graduated. And there are 3 of us. There's a guy in Pakistan, there's someone in Beirut, and there's myself in London. So it's really an international endeavor.
Fantastic. Well, I think we'll be able to reach out to everybody, right, Kathy?
Yes, I will be sending
Yes.
out these recordings. I guess we could ask if everybody is okay with sharing their contact info. We wouldn't do that unless we had permission. Yeah, we'll talk about that, but we definitely have everyone's emails who joined, and we'll have all the recordings. If you would like to share your contact info, a good way to do that would be just put it in chat, and I will include the chat text with all of the recordings as well. So that would be a good way to fast track those connections.
Perfect.
Well, I think I'm looking at the faculty of a whole new learning institute to really wake up the country to what it means what human services mean, reciprocity, and that we can incorporate what it means to be a competent giver by sharing these stories and by sharing your experience.
Okay. All right. So who do we have next, Kathy?
Tony would like to share with what is going on in Ohio. So Tony,
Great.
Are you queued up?
Happy birthday, Edgar. It's so great that we can get together and all send our love to you. Einstein,
that's
yeah, the greatest force that Einstein talked about beyond the nuclear force is love. So my story is when my daughter was about 5 or 6, I remember I was trying to explain or scold or talk with her, and she said, "Daddy, you're not the boss of me." And, I went to work and as a union organizer, and I got that feedback a lot. You're not the boss of me. We want to do this and we want to do that. And then as a time bank facilitator, coordinator, gatherer, I get that a lot still, you know. So she's organically and naturally wants to create her own world, in her language, in her priorities, in her needs, and her assets. So this is what time banking is about. It's creating this open space or getting out of the damn way so that people can be what they want to be, what God give them the right to be. So what to use the technology, I found Lucas Shofi, and I put it into a website. There's a sort of a thing that's it's an add-on to Zoom, and it's a 24/7 website that you can go to, and you just send your address, this website address, to your members or to anybody, let's say 5 people, and you can go there and have a Zoom conference amongst those 5 people at noon or whatever time you designate. So check it out in the chat, and have fun talking, listening, and not being anybody's boss.
Thank you. That's certainly a great tool, especially in these days of not being able to be together. So thank you for that tool, Tony. And Abby has said that she would like to share.
Go ahead.
Abby, are you unmuted and ready? Uh-oh, okay, let me unmute.
End?
Here, you're unmuted now, okay.
Ah. You can hear me now?
We can.
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I just want to say that I have been looking forward to this day for so long. And what's amazing to me is that when we were talking about this day, several months ago, I had so many things planned and so many sweet surprises for Edgar. I can't tell him because we'll do it again next year for his birthday. But the whole idea was to get my community together on my town square. And actually, we were going to do a flash mob, which turned into a dance, which turned into a little video, like people coming together, you know, the crazy person who starts dancing, and then the other people say, oh, I love that crazy person dancing. I want to dance with you. It's such a great model for what time banking is. But unfortunately, this coronavirus has changed everything. I literally have been so beside myself, I couldn't even wish Edgar a happy birthday until this afternoon. So I'm sorry to go a little dark and gloomy, but it's been very difficult in Ohio. We have 422 cases, 6 deaths. Every day it's tripling. We're ready, you know, we have a stay-at-home order from our wonderful governor who is leading the charge in the states. Everything has changed, but I still wanted to be on this call because we're doing a lot of things with regards to the coronavirus. So I want to mention that, and I'm going to try to do this in 3 minutes. But first, I want to give a shout out to Diane, who got the car, because I want you to know something about her. She is the reason why we did Time Bank. She is the reason. She found community. She has pushed herself up, gotten jobs. She is now on the board of the Kent Community Time Bank. She worked the polls for time credits. I mean, this woman, I don't know, she's actually one of my strongest beliefs in the reason why I continue to do what I'm doing. Yeah, Diane is phenomenal. So what you saw there is amazing. But really quick, I just want to say the 4 things we're doing, which are all time bank related, and we'll celebrate International Time Banking Day for years to come, because the coronavirus is a pandemic like none of us have ever going to see again. Number 1, we have a great social media platform. Yesterday, myself, I didn't have any thermometers. Thermometers are going to come in May. I have 3 other family households that are time bankers that needed thermometers to go to work. I got them within hours delivered to my door. That's social media and time banking. I hate to exclude people who don't want to use social media, but I'm saying one platform is a good Facebook page. Number two, we started a coronavirus task force in conjunction with our Kent City new health commissioner. Everything just collided at the same time. She knows me. She said, I love what you're doing. We're the only organization to step up to the plate and say, how can the community help? We have 61 people. This is a coordinated effort. They're willing to run errands, do door drops, do companionship calls, walk dogs, everything within CDC. We've only had 4 requests. They were all elderly, but we have a feeling that this week we're going to have a lot of requests. But people are still adding to be there. It's an individually coordinated effort by where you live and what you're willing to do. Number 3, we started a conference call with just our Timebank members actually to talk about how we're feeling. So I'm thinking about people in our Timebank that don't have a good social network right there. They don't have an intentional community. They're scared, they're isolated, they're alone. So here we are, all these members. Let's have a phone call. We had 20 people on the phone call. I had to guide it a little bit, and selfishly I was like, I want to talk about what are we scared of? What are we happy for? Not like, here are some resources. I was more interested in like sort of the mental piece of it. And we got there. We got a couple people who said, I'm really scared. I feel really alone. And we said, hey, heads up, let's check on this person. So a phone call with free conference call costs us no money. 20 people on the call. We're going to do it again on Thursday. I thought it was very meaningful. And finally, this one's for Edgar. I think it's going to make him really happy. One of our board members is starting. She's got 3 test pilot sites of nursing homes that people can go and sign up and walk your dog past the window of nursing home people. And she's already been doing it. And now she's working on a name. It's going to be like Edgar's Friends or Edgar's Furry Friends.
I love those.
Yeah, it's going to be something because guess what? These people are going to earn time credits doing it. And other people are going to want to start these in other nursing homes, which they're figuring out Google Forms for timing. And I'm taking up too much time here, so I'm going quick. But we're super excited, and it's already working. So thank you so much.
That is fantastic.
I'm reminded of something that I said and that Martin Simon changed. That I said we have what we need if we use what we have, and Martin adds that we have what we need if we share what we have. And I think both statements are true, and both of them are really at the core of what we do. We've got to use all that we have, but we've also got to share what we have in a new way. And you were saying that basically walking a dog by a nursing home is a way of sharing what we have, and I think that's great.
So we have a couple people who have said they'd be happy to share if there's time, or they're okay not sharing. So I don't know, Chris, if you had a plan that you wanted to go back to wrap everything up.
Well, I see we've got just over 10 minutes left. And Heran, you said that you had something more you would like to share. It would be lovely to hear that.
I just unmuted her.
Yeah, if it's possible, I was going to share the university course that Sarah taught last semester. And
So,
well, just, you know, yeah, in his
so I'm
class
just going to jump in.
last semester. Oh, yeah.
You're going to talk about Sarah teaching the students about time banking at the university. Yes, that would be lovely. That was an amazing thing.
Yeah, well, let me share just another file. No. Yeah, this is well, this photo is showing the exchanges in the classroom among students, among 59 students during last semester, whom Sarah taught in the university course. So in this course, this was the first for the university was the first trial of time banking. And the course name was Understanding Market Economy. But as part of the course, Sarah taught time banking concept and asked students to practice it during the semester. And altogether, about 600 hours exchanged among students. The services exchanged was like cleaning, teaching, piano lessons and subject lessons, and what else? Yeah, things like that. And well, what is interesting is, the students, after experiencing time banking, students was saying that they learned a different concept of helping. They thought helping is always giving, but they knew helping is also receiving, is also helping. And this is what they understood newly about helping. And also they said they made a new friend through time banking. And some students said even very trivial things could be a help to someone else, like cleaning. This is something that I've been really, daily, every moment, without consciousness, they were doing, but they could be a help to someone else. And lastly, student was saying, through teaching, I was learning better. So this is what we've learned through running time banking with the students in the university. So I was wanting to share this with you all.
I remember when I went to the London School of Economics to try and articulate what we were doing, because they said, how can there be exchanges? How can you eliminate price? And how can that be equal? And I said, well, price doesn't fit what we are. 1 hour is our slice of eternity. Our slice of eternity. Yeah. What price does that have when it's the most precious thing we have? And ultimately, it is priceless. And they did not have an answer to that. They said, all right, maybe just maybe it might be possible to create a medium of exchange that rejected market price as defining value.
We are coming down to the end. Did we have? Did you say? Thank you, but thank you so much for sharing that with us, Heran. It's really exciting to hear about young people learning it in their MBA program. It's a whole different perspective on life in their MBA program. So, Kathy, I think you said there was another person that would.
Kathy Perlow said that she would be happy to share if time permitted. Kathy, are you able to give us a little update?
Yeah, we're coming down the home stretch, but it would be so nice to hear.
Actually, I would like to share this only because I think it shows the depth and how much the importance of building those relationships within time banking are. We had a time bank with our hospital network, largest employer in the Lehigh Valley. It has since left there, is now out in the community embedded, but we don't have enough masks, neither one of our hospitals. So they figured out a way that if we can get the community to make covers for the N95 masks, our healthcare professionals will be protected. So every doctor that I had a relationship in the 15 years of our time bank, everyone has now reached out and said, Kat, can you mobilize the community? And I said, we'll do what we can. That's all I wanted to share. It's about keeping those relationships going, even when you're no longer an up and robust time bank. It's still there. They know what you did. They know the impact that you made in your community. And I just thought it was beautiful today. It was like, oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, we'll figure this out. So That's all I had to say. I love
Yeah.
time banking.
Polly Wiesner said that what time banking does from she's an anthropologist who's on our board. She says what it does is we have found a way to use IT, to use technology to radically reduce the time it takes to build trust. She says normally trust builds takes months or years of testing, and what we've done with time banking is to radically compress the amount of time it takes to build trust.
That's for sure.
Kathy,
Thank you, Edgar.
I would like to add something in here, which is I know there's a couple of people here. There's Dee here, Martin. Yeah, I'm not seeing the D, but and Martin, who are using ABCD. And as Kathy, you and I have done the ABC training. I want to give a wave to Belen because I think you have to leave, Belen. It's very late at night in Spain, but if you're going, I'm waving goodbye. So I just want to do a shout out to asset-based community development and the asset-based Community Development Institute.
And the philosophy, yeah.
And their philosophy, which is so aligned with time banking, and we would love, love, love to see more partnering with that.
Absolutely, I would agree. And I put a link to our guidebook up a bit further and said about, I think it's page 26 and 27, where we talk about discovering individual assets and passions and skills of people, and a framework that we use called Know, Teach, Learn. That is a really, really obvious jump that we then teach people, go to time banking. So there's these really lovely natural blends in the strategies and tools as well. And that's what Michelle and I have been kind of delving into for almost 5 years now, is and time banking and IAP2 and person-centered thinking and everything, appreciative inquiry. Where do they all blend? They are all one language of a larger movement, and Time Bank has such strong skills to and strategies to share with the rest of the community. So we will keep spruiking that, and we will keep talking about it, and we will keep deep diving into it. And happy birthday.
Well, we are coming to the end. So how can we finish? Has somebody got a good idea for finishing with a grand?
I unmuted everybody. I thought that would be grand if everybody could just give, you know, like a shout out. Like it obviously won't be time for everybody to talk, but just to be more interactive for these last moments and share our joy with being together.
Well,
happy birthday and happy time banking to everyone. Awesome calls
Yeah.
these have been. This is Pam.
I just remember the statement, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yes, yes.
That's it.
Thank you
Well,
very much. I was very happy to
Thank
meet
you.
you in
We should
Madrid.
do a big mass thank you to everybody
Thank
and
you.
everybody
Happy
because
birthday.
we're all
Thank
made
you.
together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It was so lovely to see you all.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Call.
Bye.
Thank you for making the
Bye.
difference.
Happy birthday
Thank
present.
you.
Everyone.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Bye-bye. Happy
Birthday.
Happy Time Banking Day.
Bye.
Cristianos.
So nice to see you
Good
all.
luck, Krista.
Thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
We're
Bye.
getting
Happy
bigger and
birthday.
bigger as the fewer people come.
Adios.
Yes, be safe, everyone.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
I can't hang up. There's no way I can hang up. I feel like we're at a party.
I don't want to shut it down until official closing time. So.
Don't forget to send us all the link or to make it public somehow.
I will. I'll be
Yes.
working on that tomorrow.
I'll post
This
it on
is
our
precious.
Facebook. We'll put it on our newsletter. Thank you.
I
Thank
need
you.
to,
And there are 3 hours of content because we did the Saturday, Sunday, and again today. So you're going to hear from Senegal,
Yeah.
Spain,
Yes.
Canada, all over the place, you know.
Awesome.
I have to say, I'm still impressed by what by what Edgar told me last year when we met, that we were here to make the difference, and I hope we can make it. daily.
We already are. That is so beautiful.
Yes, you
Thank
can.
you.
You already
Yes,
are.
we can.
Edgar, have you ever had a party like this? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling whoever has a birthday party celebrated around the world by such a wonderful group of people.
Man,
This is
yes.
a birthday party like nobody else.
Oh, hi.
It's been quite nice.
Oh, hi, Kitty.
So wonderful to see you all.
Yeah, I'm feeling very weepy.
Think how many months it would take and thousands of dollars to bring us all together physically. This is such a gift, such a unique birthday party. So thank you so much.
Good night,
It's
everybody.
making me feel very,
night.
very weepy and
Bye-bye.
very impressed.
The dream
Just like a
come
real
true.
family, we all overtalk one another.
This is like the perfect party. You don't have to bring any food or any wine or anything like that. We just talk.
But we have our little stash afterwards.
I didn't actually drink wine, and I didn't even have a sip. So
Also, thanks to Kathy Sipple for her Zoom and all that she is doing to help organize.
I tried. I found out this is not my jam. I'm going to have to stick to the strategy and turn the baton over to somebody else.
No, you did very well.
Kathy, you did a great job. I think you should be in the newscaster or something like that. This
I
is
know.
your calling.
Yes, I totally agree. I totally agree with her.
It's just all the Eventbrite and the emailing and the Zoom links, and oh boy, that was like challenging. But anyway, we all got through. We're here. It is now. It was a beautiful thing. Yeah.
This is your idea.
Beautiful and successful.
Look what you did. It was amazing.
It feels good.
Absolutely
It feels
amazing.
It really is.
All right. Well, I
Hey,
will get off of this
Edgar,
and start processing the video.
Oh.
Go ahead, Abby.
No, I have a quick question. I'm sorry, I just don't want to hang up. I want to know what Edgar's birthday wish is.
Oh, yes.
What's your wish for the year?
What's your birthday wish, Edgar?
Oh, birthday wish.
Oh my goodness. I think making this available nationwide and worldwide is my birthday gift, and that it's one thing for me to talk it and talk ideas. It's another thing for people to see it come alive and what it can do, and how powerful we all can be, and how we feel. Sometimes we feel powerless. We feel alone. We feel isolated. We say, what can we do to make a difference? And this was a birthday party and a birthday gift that made clear that we all can be more than we know, and that together we can be unstoppable. And that's knowing, and nobody had to persuade us of that. We see it and we feel it, and that's what I'm feeling now. We are a powerful voice and a powerful force for change, and we don't have to go to any lengths to prove it, because we are being it, and that's a very special gift. So that's my birthday gift.
Oh, I love it.
We are unstoppable.
Except that, of course, the hour rolls by and it's time to stop.
Yeah.
But
okay. So you
been
want me to
so
hang up,
lovely.
basically.
And thank you, Kathy. I know she's been carrying a lot. Thank you. Okay,
We'll
bye-bye,
all get
everyone.
Bye.
Cheers.
Happy birthday.
I'll drink to you, Edgar.
Bye, Pam.
Night.
Bye.
Better next
Bye-bye.
Nice to
time.
meet
Bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Nice to meet everybody.
All right.